Hi, it's Mine Crypto here. I hope we're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world.
Remember, this isn't financial advice. Always do your own research.
Mine Crypto here. I hope we're all having a wonderful day. So, today's video, no emotion. It's going to be juicy. Stick with me. But first and foremost, we hit those crypto bubbles. We are down one rank to 37. We have a market cap of 1.11 billion, and we are currently sitting at that price of $92. Not quite that peg of 100. So 24-hour volume at 16.37 million. We are down 0.1% in the hour, down 1% in the day, down 7.2% in the week, and down 9% in the month. And as we can see, there's a bit of green in the market, and let's hope we can see a bit more volume into the market. But as we've got some news coming out today from the Fed, we'll have to wait and see. So let's look at the crypto fear and greed. As we see, we're up from the other day. The fear is now at 41 from 30, so maybe a bit more confidence. People are buying up because the market cap of overall crypto is up as well, nearly that 1%. So not looking too bad, as we see. So before I start, remember, none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. You should always do your own research and just don't take the word of someone else. Now, this sort of brings me into the subject that I'm going to be talking about today. If you scroll on Twitter and you see lots, you got to remember, Twitter, crypto Twitter is an echo chamber of people that are anonymous, and we don't know what they're saying is correct. It could be for whatever reason they want the market to pump or they want the market to go lower. Now, one thing I've seen a lot of as I've analyzed and I've researched over the years. Now, you see a lot of this word, no emotion. Now, I've got a completely different take on this. And you look here, no emotion on these calculated retracements. You know, you've got this guy saying, rule number one, no emotions. We've got no emotion. It's basically everywhere you flick through. And I'm using sort of generally the BTC because it is, I'm not a big fan of BTC, and I don't want to target anyone with regards to the word no emotion. But the marketing element of no emotion in trading is actually really good, but it's used by the likes of laymen that use it to look good, which creates sort of an echo chamber within the space. You know, posting no emotion in my eyes is looking for a sense of reassurance. And I believe it's almost like a psychological projection of some form of insecurity. If I'm really, really honest, some people are going to dislike this, but you've got to remember, I'm all about the truth. I'm not here to, shill anything. I just look for really good projects. This is why I love Quant, because of the foundation of where it's at. I have a completely different take on no emotion. It's not that we shouldn't be emotional, but more about awareness. Remember, this is essentially a fundamental principle. So we control what we can control and we let go of what we cannot control. Now, I've spent many years working with young adults that have been serially sexually abused and much worse. I've worked with SAS soldiers, I've worked with the military that have witnessed atrocities. It's not that we are emotionless, and this should be the same within trades. We aren't robotic and we never will be. It's not about the elimination of all emotion, it's about the regulation of them. All good traders will be aware of this and will function on their own accountability, much like in normal life. The way we do one thing is essentially a filter through which we do everything. It would be absolutely stupid to trade if you're having like a really shit day and something really bad's happened, for instance. It could be anything. You could have had a massive argument with your wife or your partner or whatever. Especially if you're not making the necessary actions to resolve that situation. Everything starts with accountability and acceptance. Now, if your life or lifestyle's absolutely shite, then everything else will be. Now, I'm all about the process, not the outcome. The outcome is only a stepping stone to another outcome, and the process is always a continuation. Now, I personally live by virtue. I aim in my personal life to be the best version of myself in every moment. So there's a lot of challenging that goes on with that. I aim to achieve the best version of myself in every instance. That's the process with no excuses. But that only means I regulate my emotions. Definitely not emotionless like some of the less researched purport on this space. Now, emotional intelligence, or what we call EQ, which is the emotional quotient, in my eyes leads to IQ, which is intelligence quotient, which is, again, I believe it's the foundation. There are too many YTers pushing out the same message that they've sold this massive puzzle. They're actually quite far from the truth. And the new retailers that come on the market think they're correct because they've got this huge following, or they sound like they know what they're talking about, and they're not. Self-awareness is an ongoing task. The way I see it, some will never master it because they live in a world where they make too many excuses for their own mistakes. This is quite a tough pill to swallow at first, but when you manage to regulate your emotions in all areas of your lives, success isn't that far away. So self accountability is key. So we're not talking about no emotions, you hear it everywhere. And I think people just say it because of the echo chamber, because someone else has said it. I wanted to define what that is. I've worked in the psychological industry over 20 years, working with corporates. We're all predisposed to many, many negatives in our lives, but it's not being emotionless like some of these are touting. It's actually being able to regulate those emotions. But there are ways in which to do that. And essentially, that's what I teach, that's what I do. And understanding those emotions, this is all about how we function in our real lives that has an effect pertain to how we function even in trading or investing. I only invest, but I do know that emotions can play an effect on how you trade. But we're not saying we need to go to the complete opposite end of that, say no emotion. Of course, we need to have adaptability, which is not resilience, it's actually thriving. So I know this is a different video today on the basis of what I would normally talk about, but I do a lot of research and a lot of analysis, and I want people to realize that what you necessarily hear on crypto Twitter isn't always true. And I think there's a lot of people just using a slogan that essentially is quite egotistical. But anyhow, so I've had my rant. If you like this video, please subscribe, hit that notification bell for more videos. Remembering none of this is financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm here to bring you ideas, bring you thoughts that gets you thinking so you become a better person thriving in this situation. Because at the moment, yes, we are in that fear. People are fearful, but we continue to move forward. We listen to ourselves. We take accountability, self-awareness. All the best, and I'll catch you later.
Remember, this isn't financial advice. Always do your own research.